A 16-year-old Swedish girl has been rescued from ISIS in Iraq by Kurdish forces. She was picked up near the ISIS-controlled city of Mosul. Kurdish authorities say she was, quote, misled by an ISIS member in Sweden and persuaded to go to Syria and then to Iraq. It comes as a Syrian ceasefire is set to go into effect on Friday. For more on this, let's go live to Jemana Kratcher. She's in Amman in Jordan. Jemana, what are we hearing about the circumstances of this incredible rescue?
Well, Max, we first heard about this from Kurdish authorities yesterday, releasing a statement saying that Kurdish special forces were contacted by Swedish authorities to try and track down the 16-year-old Swedish girl who they say was in ISIS-controlled territory in Iraq. And according to Kurdish authorities, they announced yesterday that they managed to rescue her from an area near the stronghold of Mosul in Iraq. They say, as you mentioned, that she was misled by an ISIS member. They say she is safe now, and they're going to be transferring her to Swedish authorities. Now, today, we're seeing a Kurdish TV channel, Kurdistan 24, releasing what it's calling an exclusive interview with this young woman in the city of Erbil in Iraq, in northern Iraq, and she talks about how she got there, and she talks about her rescue. She says that at the age of 14, she dropped out of school in Sweden. That's when she says she met her boyfriend, and she says he started over the past year or so watching ISIS videos and talking about ISIS, something that she says she had never heard of. She didn't really know anything about ISIS or their so-called caliphate or about Islam. And then she says May of last year, he convinced her to travel with him to Syria. What they did was they traveled across Europe. She gives the details of taking train rides across different countries, finally getting to Bulgaria, crossing the border to Turkey, and there, from southern Turkey in the city of Gaziantep, crossing into Syria, picked up by ISIS there, who put her and her boyfriend on a bus, and they were taken, she says, to the city of Mosul, Iraq's second largest city, the biggest stronghold for ISIS in Iraq. And she describes her life there, Max, saying that it wasn't what she expected, that she says she did not have any electricity or any water during her time in Mosul. They had no money, she says, and she describes this as, quote, life was hard, and that she managed to get a phone, get in touch with her mother, and ask for help to get back home. And this is when she says that Swedish authorities got in touch with Kurdish authorities. Now, of course, Max, we do not know what the circumstances of this interview is, but this is what we are hearing from this young girl about the circumstances of how she ended up there, a story that we hear from so many Europeans that end up going and joining ISIS or end up in ISIS-held territory. Max.